Good evening, race fans, and welcome into the Impact Racing Network coverage of the S.M.A.S.H Challenger Truck Series from Texas Motor Speedway. Darren Bell with you here on the Impact Racing Network as we bring you round 6 of 7 in the S.M.A.S.H League Challenger Series. This series is all about proving you belong as you try to advance into the East Coast Truck Series, which runs right after this, broadcasted by the awesome team over at Sensational TV. Be sure to check it out. Texas Motor Speedway has a reputation for rewarding patience and punishing mistakes with no fast repairs and championship implementations here. We will see which driver can earn their way on over to the East Coast Series. Let's take a look in at the championship standings here so far in the East Coast Truck Series. Christopher Melton is leading the way, Gunnar Cohen in second, and Chris Boswell all rounding out the top three there. It is important to note that Gunnar will not be here for tonight's race, so Christopher Melton has an opportunity to make a big move in the standings here tonight. Racers are rounding up the qualifying session, and we are going to check in on where they land as we get started and the cars hit the grid. Rounding out the top three in our qualifying session, Shane throwing down an absolute thrasher of a time there in the 47 car. Chris Melton right on his backside there, rounding out by Pylon in the 55. Pro Dingman, Celine, Martin, Smith, James Bloxham and in the top 10 there for us as we check on the cars as they approach pace laps. Cars are on the grid. The pace car is pulling away. Let's take a look at our top 10 drivers as we look to start this race. On the inside line, we have Shane Markham in the 47, 55, Ronnie Pyland, 20, Houston Galena, 26, Brian Smith, and the 17 of Chris James. On the outside line, we have Melton in the 49, Crow in the 7, Dingman in the 13, 82, Zachary Martin, and rounding out the top 10 there in the 36 is Chandler Bloxham. Final stretch here as we wait the pull of the pace car. We will see which line is able to build momentum. This track is going to be all about saving those tires as we are green. Markham in the 47 gets a clean launch. Melton looking to push him on the outside there. Pylon following behind Markham, trying to see if he can gain momentum and leave him out on an island. We look to the middle of the pack. They're still battling it for position. A wreck in the backfield. Oh, man. We did not even clear the first lap, and we are finding a spill in the field. See if we can look in on what happened there. Looks like Brian Smith in the 26 car may have been involved. We have caution out here in Texas Motor Speedway. Let's see if we can find out what happened here. He just loses it there and finds himself heading down in the 54. Then in the 26. Out of control. And it looks like he is going to be heading to the pits to repair early on here in Texas. That was an early one here. Car's still taking damage as we did not get the checkup as soon as we should have there. We race saying that Shane is going to whoop on them. I believe that is a possibility. He is one of the faster cars out there. We are going to listen in on our drivers here and see what chatter we can get into.
This shit is sorted.
Pretty quiet in the racer channel at the moment. Not much communicating going on. Shane out in first. Chris Melton still in second, followed by Arani Pylon, all podium.
Look like in your mirror, mate.
Positions starting where they were and mushing in.
Talking to me, the black 54 truck.
Yeah, mate.
Let's see, which corner were you asking?
I'm 62 behind you. What's my front end look like?
Here, let me back up so I can see. I don't see nothing.
Asking for some damage updates in the field.
Cheers, man.
We are pacing around here. We look to get into formation. Already an early caution. See if these cars have the opportunity to find momentum, or if we are going to have a messy one here at Texas. Last week coming off of Martinsville. Bit of a rough race on that shorter track, hoping these cars are able to take the momentum that this track offers them and have a little bit more of a clean race. We don't want to see that many cautions again. Listening in is something we're going to be trying to incorporate a little bit more here on the Impact Racing Network. We're also going to be doing caution interviews with our drivers who volunteer, pulling them into the channel, asking them what they're feeling about the race and how it's going so far. We're just waiting for that pace car to pull off now as our drivers are around in these turns. And down the backstretch now, moving towards turn 3. Top 3, no changes there. A little bit of shakeup in the rest of the field. as we reset from caution. And we are green. Our leader takes control of the pace as everyone else reacts. Chris Melton right on him. Rest of the field still fighting for position. The 13 there of Mark Dingman on the outside trying to find a way. Will anyone join him? This track gets really tricky there on those turns because these drivers can take it 3 wide, sometimes 4 if they're feeling froggy enough. Jeremy Crow in the 7 off track for the moment. Finds himself back on track. Shane Markham setting a new fast lap there. He leads the way. Shane is just out there in front. No one has anything for him. Let's check on Chris, see what he is dealing with as he tries to chase down Shane. Chris Melton in that 49 car trying to push his way. Ronnie right behind Shane in the 55 there. Still no shakeup in our top 3, while the rest of the field still changing position. Look in at Chandler, blocks him there. Started in 10th, currently finding himself in 8th place there in the 36 truck. Pushing his way up to Brown in the 88. Brown goes outside in the 88 car. Will blocks and be able to capitalize on the inside. Drivers are gathering information. They're starting to get in a rhythm here. Texas rewards patience, and this new configuration definitely rewards tire saving. Taking a look in there on Darrell in the 4 car, pushing his way. Currently sitting in 16th place. Behind him is Ed Herman, pushing his way up the track, trying to gain position over Darrell Griffin in the 4. This series has drivers coming and going throughout the season as they're getting pulled up into the bigger league there in the East Coast Truck Series. So it's been really cool to watch their development as they continue to learn how to race and maintain, control their car as they move and shift through the field, responding to other drivers. 88, Johnny Bobby Brown there, moving in the 7th position. Started in 11th, slowly making his way up the field there in that orange rocket. East Coast Truck Series member here in the Challenger Series to give these guys a little bit of feel of what they're racing to be a part of. The 82 of Zachary Martin trying to take the inside there on Johnny Bobby Brown. Will he give it up, or will he find his way back in position there? Great battle so far. Looks like there was a slight shakeup in our top 3 as James and Melton find themselves there for the first time today. James starting in 9th, quickly moving up into that 2nd position there as Chris Boswell enters the pit lane. 49 right behind him of Chris Melton, starting in 2nd place, dropping 1 position for the moment in the 49. Trying to see if Chris Melton can put it on Challenger Series driver. James making a move on a blue flag there, trying to see if he can keep moving. Currently 2.6 seconds away from our session leader, Shane Markham, in that 47 car. No one seems to have anything for him as he is just out here in front, showing what it's all about, representing the East Coast Truck Series. Still some positional battles happening here as the 55 and the 13 are currently duking it out. Zachary Martin in the 82 trying to hold off the 26 there. .8 laps to go in this 45-lap push. If we remain green, these drivers have the tires if they can maintain control. Hopefully they've been saving. Johnny Bobby Brown finding himself in a 3-wide sandwich there in the middle. Pushed one out, now on the outside. Finding his way up the field there. Weaving around traffic on the outside for Johnny Bobby Brown in that orange 88. Number 7 pressing him on the inside there. That is Jeremy Crow in the Toy Story car. Chris Boswell finding himself back in the pits. Brian Smith and Chris Boswell finding themselves with early repairs, as Brian Smith with over 3 minutes currently sitting in 20th position, and Chris Boswell with over a minute of repairs currently sitting in 19th position, hoping to make his way up the field with the damage that he is carrying. Chris Boswell off the track. He's having a rough night. .62 of Chris Boswell just finding himself in all kinds of trouble tonight, as he comes back out of the pits, looks to re-enter the track. Hopefully doesn't cause any disruptions for our leading lap cars, as Shane Markham on his way to a beautiful finish here at Texas Motor Speedway with 24 laps to go, 3 seconds ahead of Melton in the 49 car behind him. Chandler blocks him in the 36, finding himself in a duel with Jacob Brooks there on the outside of him in the 54 car. The 20 of Houston off track. What is going on, Chris? Welcome in, buddy. Another East Coast Truck Series member showing love and support here in the chat. East Coast Truck Series is what it is all about. It is what these drivers are competing to be for. The ones that you see having it in their windshields, representing it now, like our current leader, Shane Markham out there. Chris Melton right behind him in the 49, also representing the East Coast Truck Series, as Chris James looks to be our first challenger, trying to give them a little bit of a fight here as we round out the back 22 laps in this Challenger Truck Series, round 6 of 7, Texas Motor Speedway. Four of Daryl Griffin currently finding himself in 12th place. Started in 20th at the back of the field, did not qualify. Seeing what he can do as he bobs and weaves his way through traffic, trying to get to the pack in front of him, which is currently about a 2-second deficit to Richard Springer there in the 11 position, holding the 22 car. Appreciate that. That's what we want. Clean and improvements as we go. Adding, improving, making all the changes we need to bring the coverage that the league deserves to the people. Shane Markham really just getting it to them. Out there in the lead. No one has anything for him. We got to look to the middle of the pack to try to find some of these battles here. See if we can see anything interesting. Looks like Chandler blocks him, trying to make a move there on Ronnie Pylon in the 55 white car as he pushes to the inside line here. So far, as we recap what has happened in this 45-lap push around Texas Motor Speedway with our current leader out in front, Shane Markham. We've had one caution right at the first lap of the race. Since then, we have remained green. A little bit of a shake-up there early on. Drivers seem to find momentum here now, and they are staying green as we continue to push with 17 left here in this showdown. Take a look in here with our current race leader. That is, again, Shane Markham out there in the 47 car, putting it on. No one has anything for him. Let's look in at his line. Shane in that Home Depot car, leading the charge here in the Challenger Series. He is an East Coast truck driver. That means his results will not affect the current Challenger competitors, but it is good for them to feel this pressure, to feel this speed, because, again, that is what they are all here to compete for when they look to join the East Coast Truck Series, which will run a twice as long of a race shortly after the conclusion of this one, again, over on Sensational TV, hosted by that great team. Make sure you tune in and catch that action if you want to see some extremely competitive truck drivers take on 90 laps of pressure here at Texas Motor Speedway in the S.M.A.S.H League East Coast Truck Series. Drivers in chat looking to gain some positional help from Shane here. It looks like for the East Coast Truck Series, as a couple competitors are looking to snag a couple of his secrets as we follow in on his line and listen in to his motor. Let's go ahead and throw his telemetry up and track that as well, shall we? 47 car looking strong tonight. We'll see if he brings that same energy over into that East Coast truck race. Absolutely crushing it. Oh, and we have a caution here in Texas. Caution, 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 as the field will look to get reset and momentum slows down for our race leader, Shane. Looks like Wesley Worley was part of that in the 76 car. We will see if we can get eyes on what happened there.
Kyle, I was having fun, man, with you in that 5.
Wesley in the middle of a 3 wide there with the 36 and the 55, drifting his way up, finding himself with a 36 collision there. Unfortunate for Chandler Bloxham, as that's going to send him in to the pit as they will look to repair their cars. We'll see which drivers also will go in there to see if they would get a change of tires, 2 tires, 4 tires, if they were just going to grab some fuel. It'll be interesting to see what kind of strategies we will have here. Shane leading the way. Heading down pit lane, quite a few drivers there. Let's see what those drivers are doing as we go into the comms and get an insight on what is happening in that racing channel.
What are you looking at?
About a minute.
Looks like about a minute of repairs there for one of our drivers, according to the communications.
You're good, brother.
Not too much chatter in there as the drivers are reaching out of the pits.
Is Ed?
Shane falling down into the
0-3?
second position there.
Yeah, it's in here
But
somewhere.
he has his mic muted.
Ed, you had a hell of a save a while ago. You went through the infield. That was impressive.
Someone did?
Yeah, asshole poker effect.
Sure did. He
Because I just put this 3 monitor thing together and I'm trying to get used to it yet.
Looks like drivers
He
adjusting
smacked
to
the
a
fuck out of
3
that
wide
wall,
monitors, having
which
some
I did the same thing
struggles
a few
there.
laps
Unfortunate
but he
circumstances
smacked the
for
hell
our
out of it
drivers
when he
there,
did.
as we had a little bit of a
Shot across
shakeup.
the
Ed
infield.
Herman getting the
he
wave
saved it.
around. Listening on our drivers for a few more seconds here.
Are you not getting the wave around there? 62?
Well, crew chief told me I've got wave around, but
Yeah, y'all should be going around the pace.
it's not telling me on the screen.
Looks like they're questioning the
Did
wave
you-
around
Yeah.
status for a few of the drivers here
Right.
as we get into formation and get ready to drop back in to green flag racing.
Oh, I'm 7 laps down. Car 3, you need to come past me, man.
Like a couple drivers out of position here.
Can't be up here, man.
Just stay low and clear the black.
Gonna be a battle here in the front lines between Shane and Chris. See which one will jump out ahead. Pace car pulls off our inside line. We have Markham, Janes, Bloxham, Bobby Brown, Harris. On the outside, we have Melton, Martin, Springer, Crow, Gals rounding out the top 10 as we're heading back into green flag action here. Shane, of course, gets a great start as we look behind him. The 49 and the 17 are in a battle for that second position, trying to see if they can close the gap on Shane, who had quite the first run in that stint after the early caution in lap 1. Caution out. We are under caution once again here at Texas Motor. Third caution of the night.
Sorry, bro.
See if we can figure out what happened, as it looks like potentially the 13 of Mark Dingman and the 4 of Daryl Griffin get into a little bit of a scruffle there. Let's look in. Four slowly moving his way to the outside. 13 on the inside there. And then it looks like the 4 of Daryl Griffin and the 13 find themselves in a collision. It's just going to send both of them into pit road, as we will bring out the cautions for the third time. Listen in on those drivers' comms again as we are back under caution.
And adjustments.
Maybe that would.
Quiet comms here after that early yellow.
All right, coming by up high, y'all.
Lap 39 of 40. When we go green, we'll be under 5.
You'd have to flip me out.
Shane still leading the way. Will he be able to hold on to where he started
He's just letting
in
you
the
know
front of the
you're
pack
number
here,
one.
holding it
Yep.
down,
Alright, we
showing
need
these
target
challengers
We need
what
2
the
more
East
cautions,
Coast
guys.
Series is about.
Negative.
2 more.
Just 2 more. Then I can get back on the lead lap.
Where's
If
the
we get
pace
2
car
more.
at?
Base car
back
backstretch.
Okay.
Still got 2 to green.
Yeah, but I got to get out of the pits.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just
How
giving
many
you a
green
heads
white
up.
checkers can we go through?
Yell at
One.
me.
Not really. Where's it at now?
The one that dash.
Going into 3. You
The
got a
N3.
second, I'll tell you when we're about halfway.
I'm coming.
Take an updated look here at repairs drivers have made tonight. Brian Smith leading the way with 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Currently sitting in the 19th position. Chris Boswell right behind him with 2 minutes. Currently sitting in 20th position. 1 position behind him there. Daryl Griffin finding his way into the repair markers for the first time tonight with 27 seconds of repair.
Let's finish this sucker out strong.
Taking a look here at strategies from our drivers, it looks like 5 laps ago, they all decided to take 4 tires on the same strategy here.
Remember, some of your parents and girlfriends are watching.
Yeah.
They're right there over your shoulder, judging you right now.
I just flipped off all my X's in the stands.
We head to the green flag action. Shane and Chris battling once again. Markham leading the way in the inside line where he's been all night. Chris Melton right behind him there on the inside. Blocks him in the 36. Crow in the 7. Brooks in the 54. Rounding out that inside line on the outside, we have Chris James in the front there battling his way with Shane Martin right behind him in the 62. In the 30, we have Richard Springer. In the 88, we have Johnny Bobby Brown trying to find his way into a competitive position with under 5 to go by the time we get green. Rounding out that outside line there in the top 10 is Steve Harris as we look for the pace car to pull away, hopefully for the last time in this Challenger Series race. Pace car is off. Which line will have the momentum? And we are green. Once again, Shane with a fantastic launch. Chris James on the outside there, looking to not lose position to Chris Melton of the 49 there on the inside in the gray car, battling for that second position with 5 to go. Chandler blocks him in the 36 car, currently in 6th place, trying to find his way up the field. Ed Herman finding his way with the Ed of line penalty. That's going to cost him quite a bit as we look to the end of the race here. Shane pushing away with the 0.5 gap currently. Chris James right on the back of Melton there, looking to pass him on the inside. What a move as we have 4 to go, and he looks to gain that 2nd position. Squeezing his way by Melton. Starting in 9th, currently in 3rd. Battling him on the outside there is James, not giving in too easy. It's looking like Shane is going to have his race to lose. It'll be a question of who finishes right behind him with a few laps to go. Love to watch these challengers because they are really competing for an opportunity in the main race, the main showdown, the big stage, the East Coast Truck Series, which is a 90-lap full-featured race. Right after this, again on Sensational TV. Make sure you... Oh, we have someone in the wall high back there, and caution comes out once again at Texas. It's looking like Jeremy Crow and Jacob Brooks are going to find themselves tangled up there, and a couple of cars are getting meatballed along the way, finding themselves back in the pits. Unfortunate finish for them. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here, as it looks like quite a few cars got affected. Oh man, we're going to have to go back just a little bit further than that. Looks like that. Sorry about the rewind there, but I wanted to go back just a little bit further than we got to see exactly what happened. Oh, the 55 finds himself in the grass. The 7 in the 49, squeezing 7, trying to find his way back up, allowing the 55 onto the track, which is going to send the 49 in that gray car up onto that wall, costing the 7 and the 49 to have a little bit of a collision there. Cars following right behind them, trying to check up. I'm assuming getting a little bit of the backlash here. Oh no, more cars getting caught up. Oh, and he gets front-ended, smack on the ass. It's like he owed him some money there. Unfortunate event. A lot of cars going to the pits. We are going to see those repair times climb back up. Four cars currently down in the pits as we look to hopefully go green for the final time tonight. Shane once again in the front. We are still pacing around here. One more lap as we look to get into formation as we cross the line with only a couple of laps remaining. One chance at a green-white checker here. Final stages of the race. Let's check in on updates to damage. Looks like the top 10 all on basically the same tire strategy outside of Houston Galini, who last pitted 17 laps ago. Everyone else there in the top 10 took 4 tires 11 laps ago. Ronnie Pilon found himself with a little bit of repairs there as well, trying to get some clean movement as we finish out this race. Looking to go green here again as we pace around this laps one more time. Cars in formation. Let's take a look at our top 10 rounding out this race as we look to close it out. On the inside, there has been one shakeup for a split second. Other than that, Shane has just dominated from start to finish, finding himself basically from front to back in first place. On the inside line there, 47, Shane Markham, 82, Zachary Martin, 88, Johnny Bobby Brown finding himself in 5th place, making quite the climb. In the 55 car, we have Ronnie Pilin and Houston Galini rounding out the inside line in the 20. The 17 on the outside line looking to give Shane Markham a run for his money in these last couple of laps. Right behind him in the 36 is Chandler Bloxham, the 30 of Richard Springer, Steve Harris in the 1 car, and Kyle Gills rounding out the outside line there in the 05 car. We're hoping to see this pace car pull away for the final time here and let these guys duke it out, show us what they have, and if they have what it takes to make it to the East Coast Truck Series. Pace car is off. Awaiting the green, and it's out. Shane with a great push. Right behind him in the 82 is Martin and James battling their way, hoping to not let Shane gain too much of an advantage on them as they look to settle for their position. Johnny Bobby Brown in the 88 having quite a race, starting out in the 11th, finding himself currently in 5th place, representing the East Coast Truck Series in the orange. 2 laps to go here. White flag is out. There will be no more cautions as the 20 and the 5 get into it. Chris James trying to battle Zachary Martin for that 2nd position as Shane is in defensive position here as he will approach turn 3 for the final time here tonight. 17 on the inside line, hoping he can keep that 2nd position. Zachary Martin pushing him on the outside there, temporarily in that position. This is going to be a battle to the line. And we are at the end, and that is everything. What a race, Shane, from start to finish. Absolutely dominating performance. Started in 1st, finished in 1st, led 49 laps. Wow, that is absolutely insane. Take a look at those top 3 finishers. Again, Shane Markham with an outstanding run in the 47, Zachary Martin in the 82, and Chris James in the 17, as Shane looks to do some much-deserved victory spins out there for the broadcast and all of the people in the stands tonight. Let's take a look at the results page. Your hard charger there, Chris Springer, gaining 8 positions. Of course, we know Shane Markham led the most laps there with 47, having absolutely no problems at all making his way through this field. Fastest lap was Ronnie Pilin pushing his way as we had a total of 4 cautions here. A little bit cleaner than we had at Martinsville, which was great to see. Awesome race for our drivers as they push to the final round of that Challenger Series. On behalf of everyone at the Impact Racing Network and the S.M.A.S.H League, we appreciate everyone who stopped by and watched this broadcast. Look to the East Coast Truck Series, which will be taking off here shortly in a twice as long race. Much harder competition, a little bit cleaner action, and some tough truck driving in the East Coast Truck Series. Again, broadcasted by the awesome team over there at Sensational TV. Make sure you guys check them out. They do not disappoint. Great team. Make sure you follow us over on YouTube. If you want to join the Smash League and get in some of this action, it's smashleague.gg. We are over on YouTube at Impact Racing Network. Until next time, we appreciate you guys. We will catch you in the next one. Oh yeah, you can have my autograph. Any day, any time. I'll give it over to you in the East Coast Series. I'll throw it through your window, buddy. O'Reilly one will be a little bit better. I'll have the closing done a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit different. I got some screens you guys haven't seen yet. I got a little bit of stuff in the bag you guys haven't seen yet. It's going to be a good broadcast. We, again, appreciate you guys who all stopped by, watch this broadcast, support Impact Racing Network, and we will catch you next time.